Hey everybody, welcome again to the Phillip Siddiq Show. I am of course the host of the Phillip Siddiq Show. Recently, we were at the Big Wow Comicfest 2014. We have a series of interviews that we will be bringing you. And our first interview is with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Damian Poitier. And of course, you know me, I said his name wrong, but I know it now, Damian Poitier. Got to give a big shout out to two people who saw me at the Big Wow Comic Fest and they introduced themselves to me, Kalia and Miguel. Hey, you guys, glad you guys are fans, and hey, continue on with the work that you guys are doing too. Don't let anybody stop you. So I will be gone. Enjoy the interview. Hey everybody, welcome to the Phillip Siddiq Show, Big Wow Comic Fest 2014. We're sitting here, we have the supreme pleasure of sitting here interviewing Mr. Damian Poitier. We're going to talk about his career, what he's got coming next, what he has going on right now. Damian, dude, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about your background and how did you get into acting?
Well, actually, when I was I think it was about 4, I was watching television with my mother, and I saw a man that looked a lot like my grandfather on television. And I said, Mom, who's that? And she said, that's your cousin. And I said, what's he doing? She said, he's acting. And I said, I want to do that. So, so way back when I was a kid, I decided I wanted to act. And as I got older, I realized that that's really the only way I could do everything I was interested in. As an actor, you can be anything. You know, you can be a doctor, you can be, anything you want. You know, you can go all over the gambit of different careers, professions. You can be a good guy, you can be a bad guy, you can be, extraordinary things or very ordinary things. And it really, just the ability to transform into all those different facets of the human experience and the inhuman experience in some cases, just really attracted me. So.
Okay, now tell us some of your roles. You've been in Firefly, films like that. Tell us some of your roles and what were the ones that were most memorable to you?
Oh, memory question. That's always hard.
We always get them, you guys.
Well, I really enjoyed working on Star Trek. That was a lot of fun. I was one of the Romulans on the dock when they parachuted down and they got into the big fight with both Kirk and Sulu. So that was just a blast because I've been a Star Trek fan. I've been a genre fan my whole life. So getting to fight Kirk and Sulu. I mean, come on. I don't think that's ever happened on film before. Actually, one person fighting both of them. So that was huge, and that was a lot of fun. And obviously, when I got to work on True Blood, that was a lot of fun. I was following the show, so hanging out with those guys for 6 episodes was a blast. What else have I done? Firefly.
Okay, we're going to circle back to Firefly, but how does that work? You get, True Blood, you auditioned. How did that work? What did they do to audition you to say, okay, he's our guy for this role?
My management submitted me, and I went in and I read for the role, and they like what I did. It's usually that simple. Whoever your representation is, they submit you, and then you go in and you give your best interpretation of the character, and you do a good job. Depending on the size of the role, sometimes you'll go in several different times, and they'll match you up against different people, and then you just have to beat them out. The lottery has to go your way because there are so many factors involved in the casting. You have to match up with your co-stars. You have to you have to either. If another producer has a friend he wants for the role, and he's like, no, I want this guy, and the other producer, and then they say, okay, you can have this guy if I can have this guy, and they'll do mix and match. So it's really a pretty crazy process to actually get selected for anything in this business. And I've been very fortunate to have won the lottery a bunch of times when it comes down to it. So
fantastic. Now, let's say your most physically challenging role.
Most physically challenging.
You carry some pretty good guns.
Right.
There,
Thank you. I think all in all it was probably Hunter Prey, the independent I did with Sandy Collara, because we were in Mexico in 80 to 118 degree heat. I was wearing a full prosthetic, full costume. My entire body was covered, and I had a full prosthetic mask on with no nose. And yeah, so I had to breathe through my mouth. But so it was acting and fighting and running through the desert at 80 to 100 and 118 degrees. So that was pretty physically challenging. With the makeup on and everything like that, and still acting.
Right. Now you're also on the cultural diversity panel for the Big Wow today.
Yes.
What have you come up against, let's say, in this industry that you can give some advice to other people coming up?
Well, there's people will look at you. My father actually told me this when I was about 13 or 14. He said, depending on how you look and how you carry yourself, people will automatically have a judgment about you and look to treat you a certain way. So dress in the way that, and act in a way that exemplifies how you wish to be treated. You know what I mean? So the way to go about this business is realize that, you know, if you're a minority, if you have a certain strong look or strong characteristics, people are automatically going to make assumptions about you. They're going to look at you and they're going to think certain things. It's up to you to challenge those things. You know, it's up to you to either or if you're comfortable with it, you know, play in those things, whichever way you want to go. But there's really no limitations in what you can do. You just have to have the force of will to continue to push for it. You know, it's like I said, it's a lottery anyway, so why not put your numbers in? You know, but you have to do the background work. You have to, you know, develop your skills. You have to train. It's a muscle like anything else. Make sure it's well worked and developed. But go after what you want. Don't go after what they're going to give you, because they're going to stick you in whatever they're comfortable with.
Right.
You know, if you want to challenge it, you have to pick what you want to do. Go after it. Do it yourself. If you're in this business, you're going to hear more no's than any other business in the world. You know, basically you have to be really good at hearing the word no and just moving forward and not taking it personally, because like I said, there's so many factors involved in the casting. There's so many things, different things involved in you getting what you want when you're in this business, that you really have to be able to shake it off if it doesn't go your way, you know, at first. So that would be my advice on that.
Good information, you guys. You heard it straight from the guy who's in the industry himself, Mr. Damian Poitier. We're going to see you guys later. Oh, no, before we leave, how can people follow your career if they want to get in contact with you or follow what you're doing? How can they do that?
Well, I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram. I'm on everything. So if you just type in my name on any of those, you'll pull up. And right now, I'm still running all of them. I still am managing to keep up with everything there. So Facebook, you know, goes right to me. Twitter goes right to me. And I'm always happy to hear from fans or people who have questions or anything at all. So feel free to contact me. Everything, basically, Damian Poitier.
So you answer your own questions yourself, right? Yes. Nobody in the background answering stuff.
As of right now, it's still me. So we'll see how long that keeps up. But right now, you can still get a hold of me.
Fantastic. Yeah. Damian, dude, thanks for the time, man, okay?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Look forward to looking for you in the future, dude.
I'll be around, so it won't be hard to find.